Hey my beautiful Pisces peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome into your October 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Do want to mention before we get started, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description box below if you guys are interested, okay? Without a further ado though, Team Pisces, let's see what's going on here for your October and we'll see what's popping on in here for the fish, all right? Messages coming in here for Team Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout October 2023. What do we got in store here for the zodiac sign of Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout October 2023. Let's go ahead and give it a check out. All right, starting out here with the first card for Pisces, the overall energy, we got here the Star, baby. You might be dealing with an Aquarius here for a few of you, looking at the current energy, the Queen of Wands, looking at what you're dealing with at this time, the Tower, and then taking a look here at the current outcome, we do have here a Knight of Pentacles showing up here for you as well. So pretty interesting spread. I do want to mention though, definitely we have here Aquarius energy. We also have here Scorpio energy, if that pertains to you in any sort of way. Now, taking a look at the overall energy, we do have here so far the Star, and the Star card represents an energy of alignment. You know, what are you working towards? What is your dream at this time? What are you investing in? What do you wish to be aligning yourself with? I think that you have a lot of thoughts right now about where you want to go, and I feel like you're doing your best here to build up the confidence to get there with the Queen of Wands, because Queen of Wands is passionate, direct, taking direct action. So I feel like coming into the month of October, definitely an energy of getting a bit fired up, Pisces, is definitely what I'm feeling coming in for you. But it's like, as you're getting fired up to like move in this specific direction, here comes in the Tower. And the Tower card is a card that a lot of people massively dislike, but it is one of my favorites because at the end of the day, even though it might feel like we're going through hell, it's actually heaven in disguise, you know? The Tower card will show what's not going to serve us in our lives. Even if we want that specific thing, it'll remove what's not going to be the best thing for us, and it will direct us to where we need to go. So I feel here for you coming up at this time, Pisces, it's one of those things where you have your eye set on something, you have a goal in mind, you're working towards something, and then suddenly with that Tower, it's like, I feel like I've been working for something for so long, but this isn't even what's working for me anymore, and I don't know what direction I'm supposed to be going. You know, it's kind of like an energy of feeling like you're being left a little bit confused. Very Plutonic kind of energy showing up here for you guys as well. Definitely feel like Pluto can be in the mix here this month. I think it is actually, so that makes a lot of sense, you know? Plutonic energy can be very ruthless. It's kind of that energy where it's like, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're not going to be happy, I'm going to do what's best for you nonetheless. It's like a parent who will do what's best for their child, even if their child's pissed, you know what I mean? If I know that this is better for you, we're going to make sure that it happens, whether you like it or not, you know? So been through that a lot in my life with my family and with my parents, etc. But taking a look here at this outcome, we got here a Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that there is a slow journey that's going to be beginning here for you, Pisces, but it's going to be a slow journey to getting you to the right path. And I know that right now, in October, it may not seem abundantly clear. It may not seem like you're on the right path. It might just seem like, why did everything fall apart that I worked for? But believe it or not, Knight of Pentacles, you are on a path here. Even if it's going to be a bit slow, that's going to get you directly to where you need to go. Now, let's look at the Star. Let me get some information on the Star, please. Why do we have the Star card here? Seven of Cups. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of confusion as to why you have a sudden change of heart, a sudden change of feeling, right? Let's say, for example, the Star is like your dream career. Maybe you have spent your entire life working towards a certain career. You've spent a long time working towards a certain career, and then suddenly you're having a change of heart, and you're like, why do I feel this way? You know, why am I deciding to change? Why does this not feel like this is stable for me anymore, or something that I want, you know? So it's a little frustrating in that retrospect when you have done everything you could to align with what you've wanted, but then suddenly you don't feel like this is what you want anymore. And if that's not the case for you, maybe this is something you still want, but it doesn't feel like it's smooth sailing anymore. It feels like there's so much resistance to get there. So there's a lot of confusion surrounding towards where you've been going in your path, where you've been aligning. You know, clarify the Tower here for me, clarifying that Tower, justice coming in for you, and the Eight of Cups. You know, Eight of Cups here right now is saying that you're walking towards justice by walking away from what isn't stable in your life. So believe it or not, it's going to be a much more better path for you when you allow yourself to open up where you're being directed to next, rather than trying to make this work. So maybe you've once again worked towards a career for a long time. Now there's tons of resistance here. Whatever it is you resist persists. If you take the path of least resistance, aka letting go of what's not working in your life right now, it'll be smooth sailing to where you're really supposed to be aligned to. But if you have a difficult time not taking that path of least resistance, but instead continuing to resist and continuing to try to save the tower, even though the tower's falling and crumbling, you're going to find yourself in a bit of a rough spot here coming up this month. You know, this is a time where it could even be a relationship, Pisces. I thought this person was my forever person. I thought I was going to marry them. And things have been rough and it's been really hard. And I think that no matter how hard we keep trying to make this connection work, it's like, it just seems like we're phasing out. And I want to make this connection work, but the tower's here and it's falling apart and I want to save it, but I can't save it. And it's an energy that can make you feel really powerless. It's an energy that can make you feel like a deer in headlights. I don't know what the fuck to do. And I can relate to that as I've experienced these moments a lot in my life. And I can relate to being upset about it too. And I think that you guys have every right to feel upset, Pisces, this month if you're noticing that this is the case. But believe it or not, I know I'm going to sound like a bullshit artist. I know that you guys are going to hate this reading. And I know that if it resonates to you, you're going to hate this reading. And you might hate the messenger. But I'm telling you, with that Knight of Pentacles and that Tower card, the Tower happened for a reason. And you might not see it today. You may not see it tomorrow. You may not see it 2 years from now. But you will see at one point why everything needed to unfold the way it did when you get to exactly where you need to go. And you're so much happier that you got there. And you're so much freaking happier that you've made it to that place. You know, a lot of the times, kind of like, once again, going back to that example of being like a child, you think you know what you want. But your parent can see past that. Your parent can see this is not good for you. You might not see it now, but you'll thank me later when you're a teenager, or you'll thank me later when you're an adult, you know? I remember being a teenager or being like, 11, 12, 13 years old, like, Mom, I want to do this. Mom, I want to do that. And my mom's like, yeah, you're funny. You're going to be thankful I didn't let you do that shit, you know? I remember trying to drop out of high school. My mom's like, fuck no, you're graduating. I'm thankful I graduated. Shit. I don't think I would have been very happy with a GED, even though no shame, no tea, no judgment. If you have a GED, cool. Okay. Regardless, though, I'm happy that I went and I, did my thing and I graduated. It was cool. So it's one of those situations, Pisces. But you got to hold on to the faith here. You got to know that the Tower here is serving your best interest. And even if you might not feel it, it definitely is. All right. But let's move forward. This is what we got so far for the main situation. Let's see what might be showing up in your potential challenge. For the potential challenge for Pisces, we do have here the Emperor card showing up here for you. Emperor card is the card of control. That's going to be a massively hard thing to let go of, a massively hard thing to release. Control is kind of hot-wired and built into humans. I think to a degree, we all like to control our circumstances. And, you're trying your best here to control this tower. It's like, I got to keep patching this tower. I got to make sure that it stands. The tower's fallen, but I got to do what I can to keep making repairs. But it's like, you can't repair a shitty tower that has a really bad foundation. The foundation, if the foundation's fucked, the entire structure's fucked, right? And that's just putting it bluntly. And I feel here with the Emperor card, it's like you're doing your best here to try to control that, to make sure you can get that foundation repaired, but it's irreparable, So I think that with the Emperor showing up here for you, the difficulty is not controlling your situation and allowing everything to kind of unfold the way that it needs to. That's the really tough part. But if you can get a hand of tapping into the energy of acceptance, tapping into the energy of just whatever is beyond your control, let it be. It's going to be so much of an easier time for you. I guarantee that. But it's going to be tough. Oh, without a further ado, getting back into it for you. Emperor card showing up here for you, though. It's going to be tough to let go here of the energy of control. Okay? Let's move forward, though. Let's see what you can expect here throughout the rest of your month. So, what can Pisceans expect here throughout the rest of their October? We have here the Hermit card. Definitely taking some time here to kind of recuperate, I feel, immediately. When the Tower comes, it's going to be a time where you're going to want to keep to yourself. You're going to want to be alone. I think that you're kind of going to be in your head a little bit. And you might even potentially have a little bit of escapism show up here this month, which is totally fine. I have tons of Pisces peeps in my life, and I've seen tons of my Pisces peeps kind of go into their head a little bit, or like escape and kind of go low key and just, avoid life a little bit. And I think that's fine. If you need to kind of avoid your current circumstances a little bit, get a little bit distracted this month. I don't think that that's an issue. Of course, don't stay in that distracted energy forever. You have to confront and, look at your situation firsthand about what's going on, and you have to solve what's happening. But at the end of the day, if you need a little bit of time to kind of decompress, don't be afraid to give yourself that time. So looking at what you can expect here, the Hermit, for sure. Taking a look here at the next card, we have here the King of Cups. Moving forward from that, we have here the Temperance. And then lastly, Piscean, we have here the Hierophant. Yeah. I see here with the King of Cups to the Temperance card, You're in this space, Pisces, where you're doing your best to try to be in the most positive space possible. I feel like you're trying to devote yourself to keeping up a positive morale here as you continue through the month of October. But I don't want that to mask how you truly feel. From my perspective, the last thing you would want to do is mask how you're feeling. Because I mentioned to you guys previously, if something is falling apart, that is allowed to suck. That is allowed to hurt. That is allowed to be a disappointing thing that's happening and occurring in your life. Even if it's for the better, at the end of the day, it can still suck. And I think that you are in this point where you're doing your best here to just try to keep this positive morale. I think it's great if you want to try to keep a positive mood, you should, but I also don't want that to be like a mask of how you truly feel. So I think that if there's any warning sign I can give you coming into the month of October, don't mask your feelings. If you are doing your best to stay positive about your feelings, that's totally cool. But the last thing you want to do is mask them. All right. Allow your feelings to be very, very present this month so you guys can heal. At the end of the day, in order to heal, we have to feel, right? So I would say that would be something really important to pay attention to. What other information do we have for Pisces regarding as to what it is they can expect? King of Wands, Nine of Wands here, Two of Wands, and let's get one more card. Nine of Swords showing up here for you too. Yeah. The King of Wands showing up here to the Nine of Wands, I kind of feel is the energy of you imagining what could have been. The Star card, I've worked towards all this. I've aligned myself as best as possible to get to where I wanted to go. What would have happened if it really worked out? I feel like a lot of you guys are going to have your focus on that. Once again, going back to that example, I thought me and this person were going to be forever. What would it have turned out if we did stay together forever? So it leads you to a very confused spot this month about, I don't know what to do. It just feels really weird to me that I was so used to trying to align to a path for so long, and suddenly it felt like overnight everything had changed. And I think that it creates a lot of disruption in your environment because there's so much uncomfortable energy showing up now because you are tapped out of a comfort zone first and foremost. But it also is like, what's next? What's going to be opening up a new door in my life? So there's just a lot of confusion about the unknown that's going to appear here for many of you guys. And I think that that's kind of the scary part a little bit with the Nine of Swords, the unknown, not knowing what comes next. I can assure you though, guys, with this Tower to the Knight of Pentacles, like what does come next for you will be what's best for you. Like I want to make that very, very clear. But at the end of the day, until you get to that point, you're going to have that feeling of like, I'm just worried, about what's coming next. And there's going to be that part of you that's still going to be like, man, I really wish everything worked out for me how I intended it to. So it's a month about having to kind of accept the situation for what it is and having to embrace the faith. And it takes a lot of guts to do it. It's not for the faint of heart. It's a tough time. That's why I don't want to sit here and sugarcoat and bullshit you guys. I'm sending you, by the way, so much love, and I want you to know that because I know that this is a struggle. It sucks. I want you to know that I'm sending you so much fucking love. I care about you, Pisces. So I don't want you guys to feel like I'm attacking you or anything with all this non-sugarcoating energy. I just want to tell you how it is. But I want to tell you that you're going to be okay too. You guys are going to be fine at the end of the day. It's going to suck for a bit, but it's going to be something you can get through, which is the most important part. Okay? All right, let's look at other areas of life here, baby. Let's get off this main situation that's rather intense. All right, we're going to have a look here, Pisces, at your career, your love life, and your personal life. So let's go ahead and take a look here at that. What do we got coming up here in career for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus coming up here through the month of October 2023. What do we got going on for career? We got here the Three of Pentacles, the Hangman card, and we have here the Page of Cups showing up here as well. All right, Pisces, in reference to career, Three of Pentacles, working your butt off, aren't you? I like that though, Pisces. You got a good work ethic. I am with a Pisces in love, so I can see Piscean work ethic. You motherfuckers work hard, okay? But Three of Pents here, working hard. Hangman card though, I think there's a realization in the midst for you. The Hangman can be a card about being stuck. So some of you could feel in your career, why am I working so hard when I feel so stuck? Maybe you feel like there's a lack of progression in career and it doesn't necessarily align with the work that you are providing. So Page of Cups showing up here could be about maybe seeking out different options where you feel like career is more rewarding for you. So I want to mention that for a few Pisces. You might possibly be dipping into the idea of moving into a different career just because you want to feel more rewarded for the hard work and hard effort that you're putting out there. That most certainly can be the case here for a few of you. For others of you with the Hangman, I mean, I guess it's both the same message because the Hangman's a realization of like, you know, I work super hard and I realize that. So I also realize that I should be rewarded for the hard work that I do. So yeah, Page of Cups can be about speaking up. So you might be speaking up this month here to management, staff, whoever, the boss, whatever the case may be. You might be speaking up to peeps saying, listen, I think that I deserve a raise. Okay. I work really hard. I don't think that my work reflects what I'm getting. I think I deserve more. So I like that you're actually speaking out here, Pisces, and speaking up for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're setting the tone of like, I work hard and I do deserve to be rewarded. And it definitely is going to start to plant some seeds here in your career for you that can actually help you elevate and get rewarded going forward. And I think that if you are dealing, unfortunately, with a workspace that might not be giving you the assets to be able to grow, you might start taking that initiative into your own hands to figure out where can I go where I will be rewarded, and you might start looking in that direction, which is totally acceptable and totally fine. You should be rewarded for the hard work you're putting in. So that's definitely not a bad thing here at all. Moving forward, though, let's have a look at love. What do we got coming up in love for Pisces? We're going to look at the single Pisces here first. What's coming up here for single Pisces throughout October 2023? What's coming up here for you? First card is going to be the page, the Seven of Wands. Looking at the next card, the Sun card, and looking at the last one we have here, Seven of Swords for the single Pisces here too. I think that some of you might be at a point where maybe you think that happiness is definitely not going to be coming from a relationship at this point. I think that if you're a single Pisces, it's about learning how to be happy within yourself first. So I think single Pisces might not be too keen on the idea right now of getting together with anybody romantically, because you might start to recognize, I need to be happy with myself first before I can be happy with somebody else, or I need to love myself first before I can love somebody else. It kind of looks to me like the single Piscean peeps are choosing to be single by choice, so you can keep on working on yourself at this time. And that's understandable. And I love that for you. I think that that's a good thing to do, right? It's always important to make sure you can fill your cup up first before you can fill the cup of others. And it's very important to make sure that you can find happiness within yourself and not have to necessarily rely on other people for happiness too. Seven of Swords could represent that maybe in the past with relationships, those relationships brought in happiness, but maybe you started to realize that with the lack of the happiness coming from within you and only that source of happiness being provided by the partner, it not only weighed heavily on the relationship, but it opened up your eyes to the fact of, I need to figure out how to make myself happy, you know? So I definitely do see that being the case here at this time for single Pisces, definitely choosing to stay single here by choice, at least for this month of October. For the coupled Pisces, what's coming up for you? What do we got showing up here for Pisces in relationships throughout the month here of October 2023? First card is going to be the High Priestess. Taking a look here at the next card is going to be the Lovers. Hello. And lastly, we got here a Ten of Swords, followed up here with a Two of Cups. Okay. You got a Ten of Swords and then a Two of Cups. So what's going on? Which one is it? Pisces in relationships here. High Priestess and the Lovers. I think many of you guys have an inkling that you are with a person that is going to be a person that you have a very, very long-lasting connection with. You know, the High Priestess showing up here is like, intuitively, I feel very connected to my individual. I love them to death here with the Lovers. But what's interesting is the Ten of Swords and the Two of Cups. I'm hearing death and rebirth. I think that something about October is going to change your relationship with your partner, but I feel like it's changing the relationship for the better. Because if there's a death and a rebirth, anything that's being reborn is being reborn in a better image, meaning that if there are certain aspects of the relationship that maybe need to metaphysically die and be reborn, this is the perfect time to do it. So whatever is kind of maybe not the best aspects of your relationship with your romantic partner, I feel like those are being very dove into this month. I think that you're going to get very deep with your person here, Pisces, and kind of look at the negative aspects of the relationship, look at what we can change, look at what we can X out, and what we can start to rebuild in a very positive manner. So I think that's going to be quite wonderful for you because it helps re-explore the love you and your person have for one another, but it also helps strengthen the bond of the relationship by removing whatever can be causing conflict and starting to provide more healthier habits, more healthier energy. So I definitely see improvements here actually for Pisceans in relationships. I think you and your partner are going to start working on your relationship to the point where you can start building more healthier things that'll benefit and provide a very long-lasting environment here too. Cool, guys. Okay. Moving forward, Pisces, let's have a look here and see what's going on with you on more of a personal level here. So what do we got going on for Pisceans here personally? Coming up here in the month of October. First card out, 10 of Wands. Taking a look here at the next card, we got here a 6 of Pentacles. And then looking at the last card, we got here a 5 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this month, it's going to be kind of a whirlwind of emotions, I think, to a certain degree. I think that personally, you're going to be feeling a bit of a whirlwind. You know, we got here a 10 of Wands. That's the energy of feeling pretty burdened. There's just a lot going on. I think that when we discuss the main situation, as positive as the results will be for the foreseeable future, the present moment, it sucks, right? It's like the Tower. Why do you have to be here, you know? So I think that 10 of Wands showing up, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you, but I think that it all works out. And like I said, I think it's also going to be a whirlwind of emotions because you'll go from struggle to peace to feeling a little bit unhappy, then to feeling okay. Like, I think that your mood this month is going to fluctuate a lot. But I think that as you move through October, one of the greatest things that's going to happen here for you on more of a personal level is that you're going to learn to become more balanced here, more accepting of things that you can't change. And you're going to inevitably here get your energy into a much more better spot and your mindset, I feel, here in a much better spot too, Pisces. I think that coming more closer to the end of October is where it's like, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm present. I'm accepting my situation for what it is. I may not know the foreseeable future. I may not know this better thing that's coming in for me, but I'm going to do my best here to accept where I'm at in my present reality and trust the process of what comes next. And even though there might be times where I want to say, universe, this is stupid, you know, and this situation is bullshit, and there might be times I'm going to get emotional and upset, I'm going to let myself feel that and own that because I'm allowed to feel how I feel. And like I said, guys, super important to make sure you're tapping into your feelings this month and not being dismissive of them. So coming out of all this, though, I think you're going to find that you're okay with the 6 of Pentacles. And like I mentioned, I think you will be too. All right, Pisces? All right, y'all, let's have a look here at the overall outcome and see what's going on with you. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus. And what do we got? The 4 of Swords. Yeah, for sure. You know, the 4 of Swords is this energy of things in life being put to rest. You know, I definitely get that feeling here, Pisces, where you didn't expect yourself to put certain things to rest in your life or to put certain things at a distance from you. You didn't expect certain things to not be around. You might have felt like they were always going to be around forever, but change is definitely coming. And with changes, you know, doesn't always necessarily mean that they have to be such a bad thing. For some of you Pisceans, you could be seeing the number synchronicity 555. If you see that very often, that definitely aligns here with your reading because 555 represents massive and major positive shifts and changes coming towards you guys. But yeah, 4 of Swords. It's like I'm at a point right now where I am laying a chapter of my life to rest that I never thought I would. You know, it's kind of like this was a dream that you always thought you would keep dreaming, but now you're waking up and now the dream has changed, you know? But gotta hang in there, guys. All right. I know that not many of you are going to be super happy and stoked with this reading, but I'm super happy and stoked for when you get to that new chapter, when the star aligns you to that new chapter and things are going to be wonderful for you. And you're going to look back at this moment and be like, wait a minute, this is why everything had to play out exactly the way it did so that I could get to where I am right here today when you're at that point in the future. So Pisces, I love you all dearly. Thank you for taking the time out here to view this reading. And I'm sorry if it is a triggering reading, an intense one, a tough one, but I appreciate you for sticking it out and being here. And if it resonated to you, I really hope that I helped you in any way possible, you know? I really hope that I did. But I love you guys so much. Of course, if this message resonates, let me know down in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like, guys. Really helps out. If you're new here, definitely do consider subscribing and joining the Soul family. I'd be more than happy to, hang out with you guys and welcome you in. And of course, guys, do want to mention here as well, if you are interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. That'll be the first link in the description below. Pisces, I love you. Don't shoot the messenger. And I will catch you all in the next video, okay? Much love, Pisceans, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.